Tomorrow. More than 54 million Americans are expected to travel this holiday. That's according to AAA.
You think they're busy? You know who else is super busy? Is U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. He is joining us this morning to talk about the travel over the Thanksgiving holiday. Thanks for being here with us today. Stressful for so many people. I want you to talk to us about what you're seeing in terms of the long lines and TSA and the people being able to get through those lines in a pretty good manner.
Well, this is a very busy travel season, and that much more so because there are a lot of Americans who put off travel last year or the year before as a result of the COVID pandemic, getting back out there now. Overall, that's, of course, good news. It reflects economic strength. It reflects us being able to be reunited with loved ones, but it has put some stress on the system. Now, if you look at airlines in particular, we've seen a lot of improvement since what we saw early this summer, where there were just unacceptable levels of cancellations and delays. I pushed the airlines a lot on making sure that their schedules were more realistic, stepping up their hiring so they could serve all these tickets they were selling. And they've responded. We're not out of the woods completely, but I was looking at the last couple of days worth of numbers. We're just under 0.5% right now in terms of the rate of cancellation, and that's a level that the system can handle. Also strongly encourage passengers to know your own rights. You have a lot of protections as an airline passenger in America. Those protections are safeguarded by my department, and we will have your back, especially in a situation where an airline doesn't do what it's required to do, getting you a refund, for example, if you do get a flight cancellation, or living up to their customer service commitments to rebook you so you can be on your way. We've got a lot of information on our website. Definitely encourage you to be familiar with that before you fly.
Hey, can I follow up on that real quick with you before we move on? Because just in the last day or so, your office got a letter from 3 senators, Senate Commerce Chair Maria Cantwell, Senator Ed Markey, and Richard Blumenthal, all of them saying that your department has to force the airlines to pay for meals, hotel stays, shuttle service when a travel delay or cancellation ends up being the airline's fault. So is your department going to do that?
We are taking a look at that. I would emphasize, though, right now, we already have the authority to require that they live up to their customer service plans. One of the things that we did a few months ago was put up this customer service dashboard on our website. We told the airlines it was coming and said this would be a good time to up your game in terms of your written customer service plan before we put it out there in an easy-to-read format for Americans to compare. Many of them did that. I think we went from 0 to 9 out of the top 10 airlines committing in writing that they'll do things like give you a voucher for a hotel or meal if you get stuck, rebook you on their airline at no charge so that you can be on your way. And now that they've put that in writing, we can hold them accountable for that. But I know the senators well. They're interested in always making sure we get to a higher level in terms of customer service. And I am looking at what authorities we have to maybe require even more of airlines to make sure that customers have a good experience.
So we talked a little bit about the air, but we also want to talk about railways. And we've heard this term a lot: supply chain, supply chain, supply chain. And of course, it relies in a big way on railways. And a potential rail strike is looming less than 2 weeks away. Where do you stand as unions and railroads work to reach an agreement?
Well, there's no substitute for a railway system that runs well in America. It's a very important part of our economy. Families, farms, businesses, we all depend on it, whether we realize it or not. That's why it's so important for the parties to reach a deal. Now, there was a tentative agreement that was reached some weeks ago. A majority of the unions have voted yes on that, but some of the 12 unions that are involved have voted no. And that means there's going to have to be more work done before this thing can be completely resolved. Calling on the parties to resolve this. If not, Congress has authorities to step in too. No matter what, we cannot allow there to be a shutdown because it would just be unacceptable in terms of the economic impact.
Yeah, you're saying that it could cost the U.S. economy $2 billion a day.
Man.
That's a lot of money. And I think the last time we had a strike was 1992, lasted 2 days until Congress, stepped in. We're certainly hoping, and I know your department's hoping to avoid that.
Yeah, untimely. Secretary Buttigieg, thank you so much for joining us. We have run out of the time here. We want to wish you and everyone, of course, on this holiday, safe travels.
Same to you.
It's 9:25 this morning. As you prepare your Thanksgiving meal today, we want to help you stay safe in the kitchen as you prepare for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you certainly don't want something like